Hi everyone! Number 10. The New Orleans Vampires. Before we jump into today's list, I want to wish everyone happy holidays and a wonderful new year. Before the year is over, however, I have one more story for you all about vampires. And it doesn't involve blood drinking or sparkly skin. Instead, today we will be going to be unearthing some of history's strangest mysteries in the form of vampire burials. In the heart of Italy, Venice, lies a collection of bizarre burials that have left historians scratching their heads for centuries. These aren't your typical graves, with the deceased laid out in caskets made of steel and stone. Instead, this particular burial site features the bodies buried upside down. What was the reason behind this unusual practice? Was it a form of punishment, a medical procedure gone wrong, or something more sinister? Let us take a closer look at the bizarre world of Venice's upside-down burials and explore the chilling stories behind them. Number 9. The legend of the first vampire. It is said that the very first recorded case of vampirism can be traced back to the year 1732 in the town of located on the Venetian island of That was when two young sisters reportedly died and were laid to rest in the church cemetery of St. John. A few days later, they were exhumed for a routine autopsy, a common practice at the time to confirm the cause of death. But what the doctors found shocked them to their core. The sisters' bodies had not decomposed as expected, but instead appeared fresh, and their blood was still flowing. This unexpected discovery led to the unsettling conclusion that the sisters had died due to blood poisoning, a condition often associated with vampiric activity. 8. Rise of the Blood Drinkers. As word of the sisters' strange post-mortem state spread, an unsettling rumor began to circulate. People started whispering that the sisters hadn't just been victims of blood poisoning, but were in fact vampires. According to legend, these creatures of the night used human blood to quench their thirst, preying on unsuspecting victims during the darkest hours. The alleged link between vampirism and the sisters sent shockwaves through the community, blurring the line between folklore and reality. As fear gripped the town, residents grappled with the terrifying prospect of such creatures lurking among them. Number 7. The rise of fear. By the early 19th century, the belief in vampires had taken hold of the populace. In fact, there were so many supposed vampire sightings that authorities in places like Poland, Serbia, and Austria took notice. They formed special vampire hunting police forces to deal with the growing panic. While these measures aimed to quell the fear surrounding vampires, they only served to intensify the mystery and intrigue. With each alleged sighting, the line between superstition and reality became increasingly blurred. As these mysterious beings continued to elude definitive proof of their existence, the public's fascination with vampires only grew stronger. 6. Exhumation and rituals. Fearing that her daughters might return from the dead as vampires, the distraught mother dug up their bodies for a second autopsy. To her horror, the corpses were found to be filled with blood, further fueling the belief that they had succumbed to vampirism. This gruesome ritual was intended to stop the flow of blood and sever any ties to the supernatural. However, this disturbing act only added to the enigma surrounding vampire lore. 5. The spread of panic. Word of the sisters' bizarre deaths and subsequent exhumation quickly spread beyond the confines of Scutari, reaching epidemic proportions in nearby Venice. Residents there were gripped by a wave of fear as they grappled with the possibility of similar fates befalling their own loved ones. The panic reached such a fever pitch that authorities felt compelled to intervene. Fearing widespread hysteria, officials ordered the immediate exhumation and inspection of recently buried individuals. This action was taken to ensure public safety and prevent any potential outbreaks of vampirism. As the investigations commenced, the small Italian town became a hotbed of activity as people anxiously awaited the results. 4. The discovery of blood. During the exhumations, a shocking discovery was made. The bodies of several individuals, including that of a young girl named Fortunata, were found with traces of blood around their mouths. This macabre detail only served to strengthen the belief in vampires preying on the townspeople. Blood, once seen as a symbol of life, now carried connotations of death and the undead. As the community grappled with this horrifying revelation, fear and uncertainty cast a long shadow over Venice. 3. The search for a logical explanation. Amidst the growing panic, a group of Venetian noblemen tasked physician Giovanni Battista Zanolini with investigating the supposed cases of vampires. Zanolini, along with 2 colleagues, embarked on a mission to find a logical explanation for the bizarre occurrences. The trio carefully examined the exhumed body, searching for any signs of foul play or natural causes that could account for the sightings. Their investigation aimed to separate fact from fiction and bring a semblance of clarity to the chaos. As they delved deeper into their research, the doctors faced skepticism and fear as they sought to unravel the truth behind the alleged vampire attacks. No! 2. The ritual of turning. According to local folklore, turning someone into a vampire wasn't a one-time event, but rather a continuous process. It was believed that once an individual was turned into a vampire, they would remain in this state indefinitely, unless special rituals were performed. These rituals were designed to stop the flow of blood and sever any ties to the supernatural. But the methods employed were both gruesome and disturbing. Some accounts mention the exhumation of bodies and the removal of their skulls, while others speak of the insertion of wooden stakes into the ground near the grave to keep the vampire inside. These disturbing practices were not merely superstitious beliefs, but was seen as necessary measures to protect the living from the relentless blood-sucking creatures. No! 1. The legacy of fear. Despite the efforts of those who sought rational explanations, the fear of vampires continued to grip Venice and beyond. The tales of blood-filled bodies and the chilling rituals performed to stop the spread of vampirism became ingrained in the collective consciousness. These stories were passed down through generations, shaping the cultural landscape and leaving an indelible mark on literature and art. The legacy of fear surrounding vampires endured, captivating the human imagination for centuries to come. What do you think of these morbid burials? Were these rituals unnecessary evil, or simply barbaric acts rooted in fear? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. See you soon. Bye.